Alright, got a band in. Okay, there we go. Got a band in as usual. It's going to be crazy loud in the background, but oh well. Let's see who's here. My restream kept messing up so many times that my chat thing is gone, so I'm trying to set this back up. I'll be starting in a second. Oh, come on, Docker. Have a little trouble with the Docker here. Yeah, that's not working. Seems like Restream's working now, though, so that's better news. If we could figure out how to dock it. There we go. Okay. So, testing the relay. And interesting. Which? Ah, wow, yeah, okay, that's working good on the Discord. So, goody. What else do I got? Do I have? Let me just share this to a few people. Okay, and I got who's around today? Yeah, I'll be going in a second. Sorry, just getting things working. Yeah, there's a band in as usual. So that's the see if they DMCA me for that stuff leaking through, right? We'll see. Who knows, man? It's never. I don't think I'll ever. Well, I don't want to. No, you know what? I'm not going to jinx myself. But hopefully, it'll never go as crazy as it did. Was that last year, a couple of years ago, whatever, when everybody was nailing me? That was. Yeah, that sucked. Okay. Let's see. So, hey, Kuike. Okay, let me get rid of this thing. There's actually not really much to see, but that's okay. How do I shut? Intro. I got to rename this thing so I can actually see it. There we go. No, yeah. All right, that's actually working. So, yeah, some okay, I think I can see chats from everywhere. Whatever it is, if you're on Twitch, if you're on Periscope, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, but I may not see, it may not go back. The relay doesn't carry the chat back to each service, so there's nothing I can do about that, I don't think. But let me see, is there anything I gotta do? See if there's anything left I have to get to. Yeah, just as long as they don't DMCA me for that music in the back. But it's a cover band, right? So, well, who knows? We'll see if they block it. Okay, well, looks like pretty much as many people are here as are ever here. So. Just hit a couple more of these. Yeah, you see. They could. You never know, man. Like, Even with this cover band, they could nail you. You know, I guess like in the background, kind of crazy, but you know, that's the world we live in. So whatever. All right. I'll stop torturing you guys. So, let me see what I got today. Okay, so welcome to Dropping In at Pipeline Audio. This is number 91, and the title is We Have a Discord. And let's see, it is November 21st of the accursed year 2020. Almost done with 2020, but that doesn't mean that the you know what is done with us. So be smart out there and don't make this last longer than it has to, please. So, first of all, Audio Assault's reamps got an update, and in the folder for the install, and I'm not sure if this was there before, maybe it was, there was a Linux folder. Vin, what is it? Vin, the guy from Dawbench, Vin from Dawbench, was just talking the other day about OSs and said, you know, the one I don't have to worry about is Linux. But, you know, there really are a bunch of Linux users out there. Shout out to Jack Winter, right? There's a lot of guys really using Linux, you know, as crazy as that sounds, but they may have all the plugins they need. I mean, that's really the painful part right now, right? Or I think Vin was saying that drivers are still questionable. But, you know, there were RME drivers a very, very long time ago, before even Reaper started getting made. Maybe there's new RME drivers, I'm not sure. But the other thing is plugins, right? But, you know, we're starting to see more and more plugins for Linux. Now, yeah, I'm not a Linux evangelist, but I'm really bummed right now that we have, you know, so much trouble with I'm sorry. We have so much trouble with Macs right now. I mean, and not just us. We're handling it, but you know, all the free plugins. You know, we've gone through this a bunch of times, but just the trouble that we're having with Macs, and now we're about to go to the ARM system. Man, that's kind of scary, right? But you know, it's gonna happen. It's just I like having alternatives. I like having different places we can go. I don't want to see Microsoft with the monopoly. But right now, if you really want to be, you know, whatever, I'm not going to get nailed to this wall. But, you know, like we said, we are not recommending Macs right now. You know, new purchases of Macs, and that's really sucks. I don't ever want to give the impression that one company's got it all, and then they can just start sucking. And, well, I mean, I'm sure plenty of people can argue that Microsoft has sucked for a long time. But you know what I'm saying? Monopolies aren't good. Monopolies aren't good at all. Look at YouTube, what we're on right now. That's not good. Google monopoly. Just having one OS is scary. So it's nice to see the Linux stuff get done. It's really cool that Audio Assault's doing it, you know. You know, Alex has his Alex at Audio Assault has his pulse on more of the poor world. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but the underprivileged. He really has a following, and in those kind of places. And you know, it's funny because you know, kind of metal does too, right? And he is kind of the plug-in company for, you know, for a lot of us. We think of him as very much metal, but you know, the Exciter plugin he makes will work with anything. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be metal. But he, you know, him doing Linux, that's a chance that oh, sorry, one second. I guess, like I said, I got a band and I got to make sure we're all right. Okay, sorry. You know, him doing Linux means that there's a, you know, a chance some people that, you know, not necessarily could afford the newer computers can probably use his stuff. So that's really cool. I wonder, so does that mean Juice is really pushing to Linux right now? I'm not 100,000% sure, but maybe so. So, all that aside, of course, the smart screen, after me talking all this crap about Apple, the smart screen came up. I think our smart screen is coming up for when people install our plugins right now. I think we need to redo our certificates or something. It's not as bad as the Apple stuff. Like, it'll still work. You just got to click more info or whatever, or run anyway, something like that. But it came up, and I'm like, man, Alex, we gotta. It is just one of those things that's always gnawing on you. Like, what is they called? The Langoliers, a Stephen King thing. Is at the end of the day, there's always these like Pac-Man looking things looking to gobble up the time behind you, and that's how these things feel. Anyway, his new reamp has fire mode. I'm not sure what that is, but I can tell you that it's on by default, and if you turn it off, I assume when you turn it off, it's like reamp used to sound, and it just sounds duller. I thought it sounded fine before, but and it doesn't sound excessively bright or anything. It just sounds a little bit duller with it off. So whatever fire mode is, it looks cool. I think there was some new effects in there. I'm not sure. I'm a little scared to pop it up on my on my feed right now. To be honest, I don't trust anything right now. But there it is. If you're already a owner of Reamp, I think he's sending it to you over your email. And still, it's a very cheap way to get a lot of amps, and it has that sound that all the modern guys seem to like. I have. It seems a little. I don't know. These sounds always sound a little bit weird to me, but maybe I'm just old. And I mean, maybe. Yeah, not maybe. So who knows? But it's go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Alex usually has like insane Black Friday deals, so I'd go take a look at Audio Assault. So I think it's just audioassault.com or something. You'll find it. Just type in Audio Assault VST and you'll find all his stuff. We're going to be doing some more quarantine COVID. Oh my God, I just said it. We're going to be doing some more concerts. Virtual concerts where it's just the band in there, and I may or may not put PA speakers outside so people can hear it and I can torture passersby with it, but I'm not sure. Hey, who is this? Hi, Jensen. Nice to meet you too. What do you do? You got an audio engineer, or what are you up to? So we're going to be doing another concert with no people at it, but these guys are a little bit more serious about the streaming side of it, so I'm hoping that they kind of lead the way. When we are doing this, we're just doing it for fun, so we don't really understand all the ins and outs of it, but this will be the Granite Saints, and if you're around Hawaii, you probably know these guys, the Granite Saints, and actually Kailua Music School regulars, the guys who practice here all the time. Native Blue, Kapu Cobb, if you're out there, it's his band. They should be playing ahead of time. I'll have more information for you guys further on in the week. And so, one thing going on for me, let me just give you a personal aside. So we've been taking these programming classes, me and Samson, and C# and Unity, and for all that I hammer on people over the last 10 years, how Hawaii absolutely positively needs to get with the late 20th century and start turning out programmers. Why is it that every time I need programmers, I have to hire people from the mainland or other countries? You play ukulele and sing. Are you here in Hawaii, Jensen? I don't play in a band. Every once in a while I'm in a band, but I own the music school here in Kailua and recording studio and a company that makes audio engineering products. So that's what I do. And yeah, that's right. I still mix albums occasionally. I still record occasionally. I can play guitar. Okay, I used to play a lot more, but not so much anymore. Anyway, for as much as I've been hammering on Hawaii, on the education system here, on the government here, on the schools here, or is that just said it twice, sorry, on everybody, and offering to pay for people's education in programming. Now we have we got an offer from a really cool company, Game Dev HQ, and they're teaching us programming. And so I'm taking this really seriously. Most of you guys who know me know that throughout my entire life, I have really wanted to be able to program, and I really, really don't get there. For some reason, it just doesn't take. And how many celebrity programmers have I had holding my hand through this process? And Scott Stillwell, of course, but of course Justin Frankel, and still yet, I just don't. It just doesn't take. But this time, I'm like, you know what? I am going to get through this. It's not C++, it's C#, but whatever. I'm getting through this. Everybody's kicking my butt. I'm the dumbest person in the class. It's really humbling. Normally in my life, I'm the guy that everybody comes to for answers, on at least on technical stuff, or and man, I am the dunce of the class. I'm just getting annihilated here. And but you know what, I used to, when I was younger, when I was learning in the recording studios and stuff, I took it very seriously to be the dumbest person in the room. I mean, not that I'd act dumb. I mean, of course I did, but I didn't want to. I always wanted to be the guy in the room who could learn, because everybody else knew what the hell they were doing and I didn't. And being coming straight out of Hawaii in the early '90s and getting thrown right into super pro. We had Megadeth on one side and what is it, Stevie Nicks on the other. Of course, I was going to be the dumbest person in the room, so that that helped back then. But yeah, this programming is kicking my butt, and so I've got piles of mixes. So Lenore's band, Lenore and Jack and Quinn and Shane, I should say, their band has a bunch of songs that I need to finish mixing. The band that premiered at my birthday party 2 years ago, or last year or whatever, Coliseum Street, they've got songs that need me to mix. I think I got all the Operation 7.5 stuff done. Got a lot more Scott Junk coming. Got a lot more Dosey Dos coming. Oh yeah, I'll check out your videos. Awesome. Hey, maybe I'll just say this right now. We have had a goal of putting out and marketing a song a day. Me and Samson, or mostly Samson, and he's been really serious about it. And especially with this programming class going on, we don't have the time to record bands every day like we used to. So if you have music and you're having trouble distributing it or getting it out, or getting it on the radio or whatever, if it's one of those types of songs, let us know. How could you let me know? You could easily just hit me up on a message here on Facebook, or pipelineaudio at pipelineaudio.net. You could email Kailua Music School if you want. If you got songs and they're ready to go, man, it's a lot easier than us recording any. So let us know. That's cool that you got stuff. But sounds like you got some videos on your page, so you probably know what you're doing, and you don't really need our help. So if you do need our help, let me know. But it sounds like this guy knows what he's doing. So anyway, I am so behind in studio stuff and school stuff. I just got a new set of BSD rims. I think it's like the last set of chrome rims I'm ever going to be able to get. Like, chrome is going away, and I'm terrified for my brakes. But this is a set of BSD arrows, and even though it says arrow, it looks like I can fit my brake pads on there. And I got some new tires. Okay, both courtesy, thank you, of Stacked BMX Shop. Larry, if you're listening, that's you, Larry Alvarado. Can't Stop LA, Stacked BMX Shop. Yeah, I got new rims and new tires, and I haven't had a chance to lace them up. That's crazy. Like, normally the second you get a pair of rims, you just lace them up, whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is. I haven't had any time. This is nuts. The studio is all hamajang, and you guys in the mainland and other countries, you look up that word. It just means all bus up. But so my studio is all crazy. I'd flip the camera on, but I don't want to scare you. It is nuts right now. But I'm really grateful to this opportunity for this programming and stuff. So, holy, okay. So we got some messages from one of the listeners here. I'm average. What makes me different from your regular musicians probably is that I am blind. Holy, that is rough, man. Like you, man, we have. It's just incredible that people can do this kind of stuff. I'm going to put you in a message with my. Sorry, I'm going to put you in a message with my cousin. And let's see if we can talk about getting some. Let's see. I don't know if you need any distribution, but we could definitely talk here. I will give him. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to do 25 things at once. I'm sorry. Let's see. Hopefully you get that. Let me just make sure I got. Sorry, 1 second. I could be clicking for. Holy crap! Listen to that. Okay. Anyway, where was I? Sorry about that diversion. You always wanted to record something, just never got to finish something? Well, we'll take care of that. Don't worry about it. We'll figure out something. Hopefully that message got to the both of you. Let me make sure. Let's see. Let me. Sorry. Yeah, if you can, yeah. Oh, is that what I'm doing wrong? I'm typing in the wrong place. So you can sing and play ukulele. There we go. So that's my Samson. He can handle all that stuff. So that'd be awesome. There's always room for more musicians. I come from a place where it's so competitive, just insanely. Like the second you mess up, you have 1,000 bands waiting to take your place. Here in Hawaii, it's quite a different story. It's kind of a lot of the same kind of bands, but even then, there's still plenty of stuff that everybody can do. It's not really just stuck. It's kind of surprising actually. It's a small place, but we'll figure out stuff for everybody to do. Okay, so what else we got here? Okay, we are working on new stuff at AIX DSP. I promise. I don't know if I should be talking about what we're about to put out. I don't think we're going to have anything new out by Black Friday. Well, that's not quite true. But I think we will have a Black Friday sale if you guys remind me. So remind me. Let's see. We probably should have a. Oh yeah. Okay. What we really want to do, of course, I think everybody wants this, is I want to make sure that we make all the products I could possibly need in a mix. Like, I don't have to reach for anybody else's stuff. Of course, I still will. But if in a pinch, I want to have everything that I need. We got the compressors. We got the gate. We have the gate. Come on. We got a compressor. We have some EQs. We actually have 2 different EQs, but we need a regular old EQ, right? We need a multi-band compressor probably. Maybe, not super important. But we will be putting out some stuff very soon. For you guys who, anytime you have trouble, okay, that's why this episode is called We Have a Discord. We have a Discord. Go to the website and just go to the Discord. Okay, you guys know that this is the same type of tech support you got with Reaper in the early days, and actually you still do, but now it's not me. Actually, yes, it still kind of is. But anyway, go to our website, go to the contact support, and we got our Discord right there. Nobody uses our forum. I don't know how much forums get used anymore, but you can post on it. We'd love it if you posted on our forum. But, go to Discord. If you have problems, any problems, just like with Reaper, if you have trouble registering, whatever, send me an email. It might be 3 a.m. over here. I'll probably get back to you. It's, it's just the way it is. Try and do really, 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 really fast support. So, but we got guys in our Discord, so just go in there. There'll be people in there in real time, not necessarily one of us, but somebody, it's just like Reaper. The users will help you. It's a community. In a lot of ways, it's the Reaper community. I've not been out poaching, but, the same regular cast of suspects are around. Now, on that note, I don't know what in the world is going on, this has been a crazy year, but back in the day when you told the world that you needed beta testers for plugins, for audio stuff, you had to beat people away with a stick. There's just too many. I'm not getting enough beta testers anymore. And we've got AMD to worry about. We have, I know I'm going to say it. There's a lot of guys with Hackintoshes on AMDs, apparently. Okay, we need you. We need the Windows guys, of course. We have some. We could always use more. Our beta team will always get, discounts or whatever. Some of you guys get special gifts. Please, we need more beta testers. We need the Mac guys. I mean, as much trouble as that stuff makes, it is really hard to make sure that we're covering all the Mac bases. Dave, our programmer, one of our programmers, our lead programmer, is that what we call him? He uses a Mac. He runs Logic, and yet I get all kinds of emails about, what's going on with Mac and Logic. So, obviously we need more people testing. So beta testers, let me know. We need more of you. We really need more of you. It's really weird because I'm kind of feeling like I'm losing my relevance. Once upon a time in the online recording world, I was somewhat of a guru. I wasn't Mixer Man, I wasn't Fletcher, but I think I had a good reach. I never really went to turn that into the YouTube or the Twitch kind of reach, but it was always it's just on forums and everything, and I'd never really had any trouble getting beta testers or anything. So yeah, I guess I'm just fading out, huh? Could be. Okay, UVI. We talked about UVI's drum replacer. That thing is still looking awesome. I gave it a test for during the trial period, and it's awesome. The Paquet in me is going to wait for a Black Friday sale. So if anybody knows if UVI's drum replacer gets on a Black Friday sale, let me know ASAP. If not, I'm probably just going to buy the thing regardless because it is awesome and it's totally worth it. And as far as I know, it doesn't have an iLock on it. Let me double check that. UVI drum replacer iLock. Let's see if somebody's screaming already. Oh no, is it iLock? Oh no. I mean, I got iLocks at home, at the school, everywhere else, but I don't want to deal with it. Let's see. Let's did it say iLock someplace? 3 activations per license on any combination of machines or iLock dongles. Oh, okay, so you can put it on your machine. iLock account, free, but dongle not required. So you do need an iLock account, but you don't need to buy the plastic thing. 3 licenses for your money. That's good. That's fine for me. I'm sure there's other people that maybe need more of that. But let's be honest. If you got 8 computers that you're running in a business, you can afford 2 licenses, 3 licenses, whatever. You cheap bastages. Okay, what else we got? So yes, please let me know if that thing goes on sale. I will grab it, and if it doesn't, I'm probably grabbing it anyway. I do have the slate trigger and stuff, and it's fine, but this is the next level of the world. I mean, this is really. I mean, this Let's be honest. You know me. Everything for me is about gates and drums, and I wanted to put out this type of trigger. I think I still have a shot, but these guys definitely stole some thunder and knocked the wind out of my sails. But it's awesome. It's worth buying. These guys did a good job, and I'm probably gonna get it. There's a good tip from Kevin Wayne at the Rug about Cakewalk. So you guys know Cakewalk's free nowadays. I think you go to sign up for Bandcamp or something like that, and you get Cakewalk down on your computer. And even if you don't use Cakewalk, the plugins, apparently some of the plugins, many of the plugins, all the plugins, I'm not sure which, work as just regular VSTs. You can pop them in Reaper. And I think it came with like a drum set and a bass guitar emulator and some other stuff. So there's some free plugins. Look, we went head to head with Cakewalk back in the day, and I always did have some problems with them, but they build solid stuff. And this is a killer deal. So yeah, can't beat free. So go on the Cakewalk thing and whatever DAW you use, maybe it's just Windows, I'm not sure. But definitely the Reaper guys are using it, so go check them out. Okay. I don't know if we say this enough, but use ASIO. Okay? Use ASIO, and if in doubt what audio system you should be using, ASIO. Pick ASIO every single time. Okay? Please. You can, if you're on a Mac or something, maybe you use something else. I don't know. But please use ASIO. I mean, how many, actually, we don't receive too many emails about this on my company, thankfully. I think people who are buying our stuff, they already know to use ASIO. I'll say it again, use ASIO. But most of the forum posts we see, a lot of the people who message me and stuff, it's all problems because they're not using ASIO drivers. So first of all, if you go to buy an interface and you're running Windows, make sure it has ASIO drivers. Like, check their website, check for downloads and stuff. Hopefully it has good ASIO drivers. Most of them have okay ASIO drivers. I don't think people really have bad ASIO drivers anymore. But if you see, let's just pick on Behringer a little bit here. So Behringer makes a lot of audio interfaces that have decent ASIO drivers. They're made by the Sycon.de, who makes pretty much everybody's drivers. So when people try and get all snooty with you and go, I use this audio interface, blah, 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 it has the same drivers as the Behringer does. So don't let them get too snooty on you. For the most part, they're all running the Sycon drivers. Some of them are a little bit better than others, but they perform similarly. How about that? The Behringer ones have some feature issues. For the most part, you're never going to notice them. You're just going to run it and it'll work fine. But there are lower priced Behringer models, some of them only like $10 or $20 less, that don't have ASIO drivers. They have ASIO for all. Don't mess around with those. All right? Please don't mess around with those. That's just going to make trouble. Just ASIO. Real ASIO. Now, ASIO for all, you can use it for doing certain things, but don't rely on it as your primary audio driver. Get an interface with ASIO. Of course, we're doing more and more experience with the Wasapi, or however you say it, the newer driver model on Windows. But your laptop probably doesn't have an ASIO driver, but it might. Actually, Realtek has some pretty good ASIO drivers, believe it or not. So, some of those companies. It's always been weird to me. These guys have been in the computer industry for longer than any of the audio interface companies. So they've had forever to work on drivers. Their drivers are on the chipset, so they're right there at the motherboard level of stuff. So, the ASIO drivers, or, the drivers in general on these like integrated laptop things, the sound cards might be crappy, they might be noisy, they might, they got 1/8 inch interfaces and whatever else, but they should be annihilating in driver performance. And often they're not. And often they're hidden anyway, which is really weird, like trying to find the actual ASIO drivers for them. But there are some. Check the Reaper forum. There's some funny threads about this. Speaking of ASIO, Brandon Sills. Brandon Sills has a video at his YouTube page. That's Brandon Sills. He has some videos on his YouTube channel about ASIO Link Pro. And if you don't know what ASIO Link Pro is, this is some software that solves that ever-present problem on Windows of not being able to get your low latency audio from one app, or actually any audio for that matter, from one app to another. Reaper has reroute to take it to any other ASIO app, but unless the app has ASIO driver support, it's not going to work for that. ASIO Link Pro acts like virtual audio cables, and can actually do a little bit more than virtual audio cable can, and to me more than voice meter can. Though I really like voice meter, and but I would check out those if you have to do anything, like if you have to get from Reaper to OBS. Actually, Reaper to OBS you can do with reroute and the ASIO drivers in that OBS has now, actually. But when it comes to other stuff, your Zoom and your Skype and whatever else you might need, you're going to need something else, and ASIO Link Pro can handle that for you. It's a little bit confusing, and the guy is it's sad, the story. I guess this guy made this thing, and then he died. So he's gone. So I guess his nephew or somebody put it online, and somebody found a way to crack it with their blessing, apparently. And so you can go grab that from wherever. ASIO Link Pro. But go watch Brandon Sills' video because they really tell you exactly what's going on. Let me check on something real quick. Oh shit, is the party in here?
No, we're waiting for Jack.
What's Jack doing?
He wants to come back and record.
Oh, yeah, these guys will be gone pretty soon. Alright, did I just get busted for saying an S word on the air? Uh-oh. Okay, so yeah, we have a Discord. We already said that. We have a Discord. Go to our website. Get on Discord if you need to. There it is. Go on to our AIX DSP and find the contact support. Click the Discord. Get on Discord. Anytime you need help late at night, who knows what time it is in your neck of the woods, use the Discord. Please use it. Let's see, what else do we got? Okay, let me show you guys something. So if you guys are watching, get on this. For you guys on Reaper who are having problems, if you're having clicks or pops or weird things happening, check. Open up your performance meter. So that's View Performance Meter, and then right click in the performance meter, so that there's some options in there, and make sure that display real-time RT CPU is on, and display RT longest block processing time is on, and hold RT longest block processing time. Okay, you might be looking at your performance meter normally and saying, "Hey, man, I'm only using like a % CPU. It's nothing. It's not doing anything. Why am I gapping? Why am I skipping? Why am I having trouble?" When you enable these other performance metrics, real-time CPU, RT CPU, I think it means, if it goes above about 25% on the RT CPU, things start to get sketchy. I know some of you guys have rigs that will handle a lot more than that on the RT CPU. Not talking about total CPU, just the RT CPU. Bad things can happen, and this is really where it counts. When Alex is working on Reamp, he was able to get this RT CPU, like on my computer anyway, down, I think, below like 8%. Bias is around 14%. Sometimes the spike's higher than that, and just 2 instances of it can really make some trouble. Even though the total CPU is only like 3%, 4%. That's the one to watch out for, because there's guys asking. Actually, people are asking this all the time. why is my stuff gapping? I got a powerful computer. It's usually some plugin that's making trouble. If you look at mine right now, you'll see that there's some PDC plug-in delay compensation going on my mic input. I think it's let's see, what am I using on there? I don't know. Let me see. I am using Quadracom, so that's oh, by the way, if anybody knows how to get a hold of Sonic Anomaly, let me know. I've been trying to email him. I can't find him anywhere. I used to have his email, and man, I can't find him anywhere. I hope he's okay. Actually, it's kind of scary. We lost so many people this year. Like, everybody says, oh yes, this thing's not really doing anything to anybody. And man, you think about the people that you can't get on email right now with that were just here not too long ago. Anyway, the other metric is RT longest block. And I'm not sure, you're going to have to ask Justin exactly what this is, but to me, I think it's the longest time that it took for some instruction to execute or whatever. And then they give you, next to it, it says like, it's two numbers. There's two sets of milliseconds. The first one is what the longest time it took to execute, I think. And the second one is your buffer size. And so you can guess that if that first number goes higher than your second number, you're probably going to have some clicks and pops and some trouble. So, keep an eye on that. That's the part where this thing is going to get goofy on you and make some trouble. Oh, wow. Is it really 9:27? I thought it was 8:27. I've been talking that long? Holy crap. This band is going to be leaving in a second, but I had some question requests. Let me see if I can get to these. Okay. What level should a mix be before mastering? This used to be a big, important question, back in the day when you're on tape or the first days when we had DAT and stuff. They used to say something like you should leave 6 decibels for the mastering engineer to do things, but I don't think that was true then. I don't think that's true now. But I know it's not true now. In the age of like 24-bit, audio, at least, internally, we're doing like 64-bit or whatever. Look, they can always turn up or turn down the thing. I think what I would worry about a lot more is your mix distorting when you don't want it to? Did you use too much compression? I know a lot of even me, I put a compressor on my master bus nowadays, and I didn't used to do that. I know that the sound of so many engineers is what happens with their mix bus compressor. That's there. Did you squish it too much? If you squish it too much, sometimes I'm like, why do you even send this in for mastering? This thing's just hammered. What's the guy supposed to do about it? That's where I'd worry if you hammered it too hard. If you got a brick, I don't know what your mastering engineer is supposed to do. You could still probably do some tone controls and things like that. But to me, I don't worry that much. I'm probably the worst person in the world to answer this. Me and my mastering engineers have worked together for 20 years. More than that, that's scary. One of them for 20 years at least, and the other one for a little bit more than 20 years. He knows to yell at me while I'm in the middle of the process. I'll sometimes send test mixes and stuff as I'm working. I don't really, but I've never sent hammered stuff like that. That's just not my thing. If I'm going to hammer something, it's just so the guy can go listen in his car, or it's, some cheap thing that's nothing's going to happen with. I still have a very weird time when people say that they do mixing and mastering. Like it's to me, you do one or the other, but that's not true. There's plenty of good mastering engineers that are also good mixing engineers, and there's plenty of good mixing engineers that are also good mastering engineers. I don't do it. So I don't send out hammered mixes, so I don't really worry. That said, I get yelled at all the time, so I fix things when they need to be fixed. What level should a mix be at before mastering? Don't be clipping unless you want to be clipping. That's all I would worry about. Hopefully it's not so quiet that you're getting quantization error, but I don't think that's going to happen in this day and age. But it could. Who knows? People are crazy. Okay, when recording a guitar amp, how crucial is mic placement? Okay, if you've never mic'd a guitar cabinet before, you'd be amazed at the difference that just moving a mic a millimeter or a part of a degree makes. It's absolutely mind-blowing how different that is. And then when you're talking about more than one mic, once you put two mics on, and oh man, here come the pedantic, semantic, angry people. When the phase or the polarity is wrong, or of course it's going to be wrong. It's not in the exact same place. So phase is going to be weird. When you put two mics together, the relation, especially if they're both close to the speakers, the relationship between them is absolutely mind-blowing. Just to move the tiniest, littlest, itty-bittiest bit, it'll sound like, get somebody in there to move the thing as slow as they possibly can, and it'll still sound like an insane flanger. So there's two ways to look at this. Mic placement for a specific type of sound, especially if you got two mics and you're trying not to make it phase and go away, is extremely crucial. That said, if you can't get an okay sound on an album by putting a single mic pretty much anywhere as long as it's close and pointed at the guitar amp, you're in trouble anyway. So that's how crucial it is. Don't kill yourself for it, but it is an amazing thing to learn and to experiment with. It's some of the cheapest audio engineering experiments you can possibly do just by moving these things around. It's absolutely amazing just how much a difference it makes. I mean, it makes a lot of difference on drums, where you put that snare, but for some reason, especially distorted guitar, it's just such a mind-numbing experience to see how different things can be depending on how you move the mics around. What is more important for getting a good voice recording, the microphone or the room recorded in? Well, I'm going to be a snark about this, right? First of all, I'll take the good singer first. That's the most important one. Any day. And then the rooms can make trouble. Like I get driven nuts by bad rooms, and if the room's really reflective and making trouble, you can have some trouble. And sometimes glass, man, like glass will sometimes give you this distorted kind of sound. I never really figured out exactly how that worked, but it's kind of a nasty sound. It would get in the back of microphones and almost like it was breaking it up for you. And you know me, I'm somebody who usually likes really bright stuff. So, yeah, make sure your room is okay. But again, this is one of those things where nobody's gonna die. For the most part, I mean, you could have like a really badly echoing room, or it could have an echo that you really like that's supposed to make that sound. But the mics now, as long as it's a decent mic, like I'm talking $50 mic, like stuff you get for $20 off of Craigslist or whatever. It's hard not to sound decent on a mic, and the difference between a $50 mic and a $50,000 mic. And remember, I think we had the only matched quartet of M49s in the world, so I know what I'm talking about with these things. You guys who are constantly cork sniffing gear snobs, yeah, they're better. It depends how you define better. Some of these things are noisy as hell, these expensive ones. But anyway, if you had a hit song and you recorded on this $50 like Shure PG-48 or whatever the cheapo version is, or one of these pile mics or something, versus on a U87 or some kind of thing. If you had a hit song, it didn't matter which of those two mics you recorded it on. It just doesn't. I know you guys, it's all this magical nonsense, but yeah, I prefer the better mic usually if I could. But a decent mic is a decent mic. So really, I guess in this case, as long as you had a $50 mic, I'd say the room was more important, which is kind of sad. But, you can do a lot. I hear tons of really good home recordings where they don't even have recording studios. They'll put up like a bed. They'll take your mattress off their bed and put it up against the wall and just yell at it, and they sound fine. Go in your closet full of clothes. You can kind of make a little thing. Those packing blankets, holy crap. I'm just blown away by how good vocals can sound with the guys just making these packing blanket little pillow fort. So yeah, so if you guys got in a lot of trouble when you were a little kid for taking all the pillows off the couch and flipping all the furniture around and making making forts with the blankets and everything, you're in good luck, because that actually sounds pretty decent for vocals. So there you go. Hopefully that answered your question. Oh, in an amateur music recording, is it worthwhile to utilize panning for each instrument's track, or will it sound just fine leaving everything in the center? You know, in the old days, everything was in the center regardless, but, you know, why not pan them a little bit? You can make more space for the instruments, so it won't sound so muddy, hopefully. I mean, you're going to be fighting mud usually when you're talking about the low end of recording budgets or skills or time that you have. So mud, you know, whatever you can do to get rid of mud, and panning things away from each other is a way to get rid of some mud, usually. It can actually mess things up, too, if you're not careful, but I think you'll hear it, that it sounds okay. Maybe do it on headphones, the panning, so that it sounds even more extreme than you're used to, so you won't go overboard. Hopefully that's okay. Is a Shure SM57 a good quality microphone for recording an acoustic guitar with vocal added, or is it best to use a second mic for the voice, and why? If it's all you got, go for it. I've heard plenty of good acoustic guitar and singer at the same time with the single mic. And it's not that it's a 57 or something else. You know, a lot of this stuff really matters when you bring the mic very close. Your 57, you know, it's not ideal because the pickup pattern, to get something, I mean, you kind of have to get kind of far away in order to get a good blend, I would think, of the two. There's some creative things you can do, like go from underneath and point it across the guitar strings up of the mouth, but that might do some weird things. You might go the other way, point it down over the head into the guitar. If you can, though, just get two mics. You know, you might want to plug that acoustic in and use the mic for just the singing. But I like a mic. I know it's kind of the last bit of dinosaur in me that I prefer to mic acoustic guitars and ukuleles and things usually. Ukuleles not as much. Sometimes they sound great plugged in. You know, the infamous video that got me in so much trouble for showing how to make a electric ukulele for like $10 or whatever. Okay, hopefully that's answers. What is the most high-quality streaming mic you can get for under $200? I would, you know, $200 or 200 pounds, actually. That's more than $200. That's a lot of money for a microphone nowadays. I know the wine snobs are giving me crap about it again, sorry. But there's plenty of excellent mics at that range. For $200, you might even find a multi-pattern that's good. But, you know, any of I see... You know, I just watch some podcasts and watch what they're using. Usually, I see a ton of people using the Rode Podcaster. Here I am on a EV-RE20, like the gold standard of podcast mics, and right next to it is a SM7, right? And I sound like crap. So those Rode Podcaster, whatever, the cheap one, the $99 one, they sound fine. There are some USB ones. I don't recommend usually USB mics if you can help it, but Samsung's got one, Audio-Technica's got one. All those blue mics, they're fine. Might be a little bit too noisy to have a condenser like that on your desk, but I mean, you could always do some filtering. If you're using OBS, you can run VST plugins in there, so you can probably find something to really fix everything up. I would say just look at what your podcasters are using. I don't like USB mics if you can help it, but if it makes sense for your situation, go ahead and buy one. If you can get one that has both USB and XLR out, then you're covered, man. I was for the longest time using that Audio-Technica. I think for this show I was using that Audio-Technica. I forget what it's called. It's a dynamic with USB output and XLR output. And yeah, and I know Samsung's got one right now too. Sorry if that's not like super specific, but really, you know, you want to use a condenser, you want to use a dynamic. I don't know if they're all good now. I mean, 200 pounds is a lot of money for a microphone nowadays, regardless what anybody says. What's the best program to auto mix songs in bulk and export the mix mashup afterwards? Yeah, I heard of that thing like Easy Mix or whatever. I don't know what you mean by this, but that sounds insane. I don't think you should be auto mixing songs. Justin actually made something for Ninjam that was like this. It auto mixes for the Jam Farm, so you can listen to people's Ninjam sessions later on. That was back in like 2005 or something. I'm not sure how it works now. Might go throw it on Ninjam and find out. But please, man, if it's worth playing for the public, it's worth mixing yourself or having somebody mix it. Come on now. What are you gonna torture people? Why do you hate people that much that you want to give them automatically mixed songs? I know this isn't going to age well, because in 5 years there'll be artificial intelligence robots mixing all the songs, and it's going to be perfect, and stupid dinosaurs like me are going to be way out of the picture. What is the best screen recorder with audio? Okay, first of all, go watch that Brandon Sills ASIO Link Pro, because in order to get your audio from your DAW or your audio ASIO whatever, you're going to want something to get between these programs. So what I use is OBS. I know there's other programs out there people are using, but if you're just recording the screen, I would say I'd just use OBS. Honestly, open broadcast software can do most of what you want. It doesn't really do the editing or anything. If you really want something that has editing built in, I think Camtasia used to do that stuff, but man, it was crazy expensive. Everything's a subscription. Remember when people were telling us that when we went to subscriptions, everything's gonna get cheaper? Yeah. How's that holding up? Okay, is it better to have my mic volume high in my computer settings or on the mic itself? Anytime you're talking about amplifiers, first of all, however loud it is, it better not clip your converters unless you really want it to. So that's one of the we talk about gain staging. People make way too much about gain staging, I think, but in this case, there are amplifiers that are kind of craptastic where as you turn them up, for instance, this Focusrite Octopre Scarlett Dynamic that I'm running right now, in order to use this RE20, I'm right up on this mic and I have the gain up all the way. I actually tested this, and all the way up on the gain is actually no more noisy than anywhere else. I mean, the noise floor comes up with it, but so does the volume. So it's not an issue. But there are plenty of devices that start to distort, or they start to lose frequency response or change frequency response, or they start to get really noisy the more you turn them up. So if that's the case on this mic, keep it down and the computer can handle it. But it's about that signal to noise ratio, and I would say on a microphone, get that signal to noise ratio the best it can go, and that means that some amplifiers, like I said, have make more noise versus signal at higher settings. So let's say that at 12 o'clock on your dial or whatever it is, your signal to noise ratio is 60 decibels, right? So you're let's say you got a zero signal, unity, and the noise is 60 decibels down there. Okay, and then you turn it up to 3 o'clock, and then all of a sudden the noise changes from to like 40 decibel signal to noise ratio. You would have been better off just staying at that 12 and then turning it up. But if you turn up that same mic 6 decibels, and then you find out that the noise floor is down there 54 decibels, all you've really done is just change the volume, which is fine. So if the noise is going to come up anyway, if the noise floor is not changing, is what I'm saying, find the place where the noise floor versus the signal to noise ratio is lowest. Put your mic there. If it's a really linear relationship and it doesn't matter, turn it up as much as you want. I'd still not make it super duper crazy loud, because you might clip your converters. You can always, with this 24-bit audio and everything, you can always turn stuff up in the computer. So that was a long rambling thing, but that's how I look at that. And I know I'm the worst hypocrite of it, because I don't need to turn up this EVRE20 all the way. I could just leave it low and turn it up on the computer. So sue me. I'm still, I come from the early days of digital when we did actually worry about quantization error. For you guys that weren't around, go look that up. It was a horrible thing. But even back then, it didn't happen that much in practice. Okay. How do I get more clients in audio mixing and mastering? Oh boy. Get out there and meet people. Know your local scene. You may not think your local scene matters, but if anybody comes to town, they're going to talk to your local scene first. You better be on the tip of their tongues. Just do good work. There's lots of air gigs, Upwork. I had to stop. I had to turn that off actually. And I was just doing drum editing, and I didn't put my name or anything. I just wanted drums to edit so we could test our products actually. And the work never stops coming. So get up there on those air gigs or gig economy or whatever things and offer to mix. You might have to, hey, listen, you might have to mix a lot of stuff for free for a long time. Back in the day, you might have worked, 5 to 10 years before you made a penny, or before you legitimately made a penny anyway. So get more clients by doing more work. But also meet your locals. I've always had the health issues that kept me from doing that, and I sound like a real weenie saying that right now. But if you can get out there and meet your local bands, go meet them. That's how you get all the clients. And we're just talking about mixing and mastering from the same guy, and here's one right here. Apparently, for all I know, you could be awesome. What audio interface would you recommend for $100 or around there? I would say if you only need one mic preamp, I'd say a Focusrite Solo, because I've just, we have really good luck with Focusrite. Even though, it was a couple weeks ago we talked about this one that blew up after a couple months, or was it even a month? But they took care of it. So, those Solos are everywhere. They have instrument input. So you got one mic preamp, one instrument input. You can use them both at the same time. They come in as two different streams, two different ASIO streams. ASIO. They have decent drivers. They're not RME, but they're decent drivers for $100. They're right around there. Now, also the Behringer stuff, but it used to be a lot cheaper. So there was a 2-channel Behringer that had 2 instrument inputs, 2 mic inputs. We did a test of it. Actually turned out really good. Uses the Sycon drivers, and in this case, these particular drivers don't expose all the ins and outs to WDM, but I think for a 2-channel it won't matter. But if you get one of the bigger ones like the 404 HD or something, just make sure that it has an ASIO driver. I can't say this enough. There's a Behringer model right below it. I think it's called the UMC22. Don't get that one. It has ASIO for all. Get the one, they're the HD series or whatever, 204 I think is the name of it. Has ASIO. Gets the real ASIO drivers. If you don't want to worry about any of that, get a Focusrite Solo or get a Focusrite 2i2. I hate to sound like a shill for Focusrite, but whatever. I'm not, by the way. Well, okay, let's be honest. So Focusrite has done a lot of good stuff for our kids around here. But, they're not paying me to talk about them. And I'll be happy to complain about them if they make trouble. So don't worry about that one. Okay. Can I fix audio that's already been recorded? Yes, for various definitions of fix. That is... you can definitely fix audio that's been recorded. I don't know what you mean. Do you need to edit it? Do you need to fix the pitch? Is it distorted and dead? If so, maybe not. You can fix whatever you can fix, and you can't fix whatever you can't. And that is a tautology that I'll leave you with, because I'm lame like that. But, okay, I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully I have some big news. Black Friday is going to be over by then, I think. Let me know if you don't see a Black Friday sale from us, so I'll take care of it.